Well, Chase, welcome. I think a lot of us saw the video of you finding out the news yesterday, so we know kind of how that took place. But to see your reaction at the end was really cool. You seem to be really excited. Now you're here at Coors Field. What is it like just kind of walking into this stadium and seeing it and knowing you're going to be pitching here tomorrow?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's not my first time here, thankfully, so it didn't really catch me by surprise. But being on the field now as a player is a little different for sure. It's definitely, like I said, exciting, and I'm pumped and ready to go.
Coming from a school like Tennessee, how much do you think playing for those bigger SEC programs can help you when you're on this fast track to the big leagues?
I think it helps a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of players in the big leagues that played in the SEC, so a lot of really good competition in the SEC that prepares you not only for the minor leagues but for the major leagues, like you said. I feel like it prepared me a lot. There's a lot of guys on these rosters that I've played against in college, so excited to face those guys again, but excited to face everybody else as well.
And first calls you made after you stepped out of that office yesterday finding the news, just what was it like telling your family and first calls?
My first calls was my mom and my stepdad. They both started crying. It was very emotional, very exciting, just knowing that all the work and stuff is starting to pay off. Obviously, still have a long way to go and still a lot of work to do, which I'm excited about. But just knowing that it's starting to pay off a little bit was awesome. And then called my girlfriend after that, and she started crying as well. So really good moments that I've had with some close relatives and stuff like that.
Who all was able to make the trip out here to be here for tomorrow?
So my mom and stepdad are here, girlfriend's here, and then one of my best friends from back home is here. So I'm excited to have all of them out here, and hopefully it'll be a good time.
At the end of spring training, did you sit back and think it may not be long? What was your thought when you went down to Albuquerque?
Yeah, I mean, I always hoped it wouldn't be long. Didn't think it would be quite this quick, but I'm ready for it. I thought I was ready in spring training. Obviously, they have plans for other things like I can't control. But like I said, I'm ready to go, and it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to pitch against these guys.
After the news last night, were you able to sleep? What was that situation like?
I actually slept pretty well, which I was kind of surprised about. But no, I slept well. Mine was racing just a little bit, but I was able to turn it off when it came down to it, which I was excited about. But I think tonight might be a little bit different. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
You're happy to see the forecast for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on that is, all pitchers are going to pitch in it, so no reason to complain about it. Obviously, you want favorable weather, but like I said, tomorrow's favorable, so I'm excited.
How do you go out tomorrow and not put too much expectations on yourself and play the way you want to play?
Just focus on execution. Just what it comes down to. As a pitcher, there's very little that you can control, and execution is one of them. So just focus on that and be able to keep going.
What's the scouting report you received on Coors Field?
Coors Field, I mean, obviously, like everybody knows, I think, ball flies here, stuff doesn't move as much, but, I think it's a challenge, and I'm ready for it.
As a little kid in the backyard growing up, is this the dream you had, and what's it feel like to be in that part of your life right now?
It's definitely a dream come true for sure, but, as you conquer more dreams, you make new ones, and so I'm excited to start conquering those new ones and see what it takes me.
What's the best big league advice you've gotten so far?
To have fun. To have fun is definitely the best I've received. Just enjoy it, embrace it, enjoy the moment, knowing that you probably have a little bit extra juice tomorrow, but just being able to embrace it, enjoy it, and just have fun and go out there and do what I do.
In those Cactus League starts, where did you think you made the most progress from the first start to the last start?
From the first start to the last, I thought my first start was really good. There's ones in between, kind of struggled a little bit, but I honed it back in. Things that I thought I did really well was just compete and get myself in the zone better than I have in the past, which is a huge. I mean, obviously, like I've always said, if you're not in the zone, it's going to be really hard for you to pitch. So just being able to be in zone and have all my stuff in the zone is going to be huge for me.
Was there a moment during spring training where you thought, oh, I might be ready?
Yeah, for sure. Not really one exact moment. I thought going into it, I had a really good chance. And as I kept going and I kept learning and kept figuring things out, I was like, all right, that's another thing I've learned. That's another thing I've learned. Every outing that I go out there is an opportunity to learn. Fail or win, you can always learn something from it. So that's just kind of the way I take it.
One of the more veteran areas of this team is the starting rotation. Is there anybody in that clubhouse who you really latched onto during spring that you feel closest with walking in here?
Honestly, we have such a good clubhouse in there. It's hard not to just pick everybody. But one person that I really leaned on was Feltner. He's helped me a lot with a lot of different things. And then when Herman and Sensatella were both rehabbing, I got to see both of them and just ask them questions, pick their brains, and kind of see what their thought process is on different things. So, and then Freeland, he's definitely a vet, and he's given me some really good advice. There's not a single person in there that I think is a bad person at all. So it's really nice to be able to go to those guys and have that security.
When you got word that you were going to get optioned to Albuquerque, was there any conversation that that stay might not be very long?
No, not really. They didn't really give me a timeline or anything like that, any indication of how long it was going to be. But in my head, I'm confident in myself, so I was like, it's not going to be long. But like I said, I didn't think it was going to be this quick. But here we are, and I'm ready to go. When
you got that start last Sunday in Sacramento, did you think, all right, well, this is technically a big league ballpark. Maybe my next start will be in a real one?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I didn't think it was going to be this quick. So, yeah, I mean, that is a big league ballpark right now. So it was awesome to be able to pitch in there and get in front of some fans.
The Rockies' Tennessee pipeline kind of goes deep a little bit. Have you talked to some of the other Tennessee players, Halverson, Beck?
Oh yeah. I was roommates with Halverson in spring training, and then obviously Beck, and then Todd Helton too. Todd texted me yesterday and congratulated me and said he was extended his stay so he could watch me pitch, which I thought was really cool. I'm excited to see him and give him a hug and stuff like that. But all those guys have really good advice to give me, and I'm excited to be able to learn from them.
Does number 32 mean anything to you after you saw it?
Not at all. Not at all. Tiny, actually, our clubby came up to me and asked me, what do you want? I said, I have no idea. I don't have any particular number that I use. I've used a whole bunch of different numbers throughout the years, but 32 is a good number, so I'm excited.
What did it feel like when you saw it, though, with your name on the back?
It was awesome. I feel like that's when it really became real. Getting the call and stuff, it just didn't feel real. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement and stuff, but as soon as I came in the clubhouse and saw my name and the number and stuff, it was like, wow, this is it, let's go.
You were drafted in 23. Does this feel like fast for you?
Not really. I feel like the off-season stuff went pretty fast, but the seasons and stuff, just being able to stay present and embrace every moment has been huge for me. I think that, in relative terms, it is quick, but I think I'm ready. I know I'm ready, and I'm ready to go.
Have you thought about what today's game might look like between, getting to know your teammates, hanging out with them, but also getting an early scouting report on this team you're going to face tomorrow?
Yeah, with getting to know my teammates, I got to know them in spring training pretty well, so I feel like I have a good rundown on what they're like. But in terms of scouting report, yeah, I think it's going to be awesome to be able to watch these guys, especially up close, and kind of see their swings and things like that. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited.
One of the things about Albuquerque is you can kind of accustom yourself to pitching at altitude, but you skip that level. But how much are you looking forward to seeing your breaking stuff here?
Looking forward to it for sure. I threw a couple bullpens in Albuquerque to kind of get a feel for it, and I feel like I have it pretty down. It's obviously different when you get in game. Stuff can happen, and I'm excited. Like I said, it's just all about execution and just being able to go out there and put your stuff in zone and know that your stuff plays.
Hey, at what point in the office yesterday did you realize what was going on? Did you see like the phone set up or anything, or when did it when did you get a hint?
There's a funny story about that. Right before I got called into the office, I got a text from the hotel saying, "Hey, we're looking forward to welcoming your stay." And I was like, "Oh!" I started immediately, my heart dropped, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then I walk in, and thankfully our pitching coach Mahalik played it off really well and was like, "Hey, let's just go over the scouting report." I was like, "All right, sounds good." And I look up and I saw the camera, and I was like, "Is this happening right now?" And then it happened. So yeah, it was pretty funny though.
Did you have an idea it was coming? I mean, you pitched last on Sunday, and it's been quite a few days.
Yeah, I had no idea it was coming. It's awesome though. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
What was the reaction from some of your teammates on the Isotopes?
They were all excited for me. I was mad I didn't get to know them anymore, but obviously it's a circumstance that you look forward to your whole life. So yeah, they were very excited for me, and I'm excited to see some of them come up this year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's
Congratulations.